Greetings, YouTube and Patreon. So here we are in the Virtual Companion 3. As you can see, I haven't changed a lot of stuff here. So this will be the final lady, and I don't know how to handle names. I guess you can name them yourself. That'll be part of the save and load functionality. I may just get away from these buttons and put in another slider that'll go through all of your saves and stuff. I don't know. It's got to be easy anyway, or I could just have like 5 of these, I guess. That would be enough. So you could have 5 different characters, and then of course you could modify them and save them again and that kind of stuff. So it should be no problem. I don't think eyes were working here. No. I've been transferring over all the functionality. As you can see, some things are not yet in, like the tattoos and the makeup and stuff. I did put some basic makeup on her. The clothing works, but I haven't refined the textures or the materials, so they look, some of them look kind of goofy, like that one. Some of them are not too bad. Some are missing the transparency they should have and that kind of stuff, but yeah, they're okay. I'll just leave it on this one for now. If I go too far, you know what happens. So all of the basic morphs are working. Comme ça. And I think fingernails are working, yeah? Really? The hands have not been, oops, here we go. Yeah, that works. The hands, when you bring in a Gen 9 character from DAS, you need to edit the configuration of the hand bones. And that's why they look dumb when you do an animation. But other than that, she's okay. Okay, so the big thing over here is all of the new morphs. Some of these are kind of goofy, like this one. No. Because the head is good, but the body not so much. I don't know why it's doing that. So that might not be in there. Anyway, so all the other ones seem to work okay. They're fairly subtle, some of them, but they do make a huge difference. So we'll try the Nina one here. And there's Nina. She might benefit from having darker skin, I guess. I don't know. And when the breasts get kind of weird or too big, I guess, you can make them smaller. And there's an effect when you use the small morph that the mesh underneath kind of breaks up a little bit. So you should be careful with that if you care about that stuff. And what else we got? So that's Nina. And I won't maybe go through all of them, but there's Lottie. So her face is a little less radical. And here's Peppa. They all seem to have large breasts. Why? Anyway, you can see her face. She is quite attractive with makeup and all that stuff. Would work better. Again, you can see the difference. I hope. And Nabby. Again. And Minjin. Minjin's a bit buff. Her face doesn't. Yeah, her face does change. So she's a. Yeah, she's a hefty woman, that one. Hanako we've seen. Now, this is nice when it can work, is I can change the head to a Lyra head. So she's definitely more attractive. But the body stays the same, which would be ideal. That's not available in all the morphs, unfortunately. So you can then change her body, which seems to be the usual. Yeah. So I guess that's a happy thing for a lot of guys. And the other thing is, of course, because you have we can just go with Nina here, say. So her face is obviously changed, but then you can mix and match, right? So I could go into the Lyra head and add a little Lyra. As you can see, it makes the eyes farther apart. And you get into uncanny weirdness here sometimes. Some aren't too bad, but yeah, now we're getting into the weird stuff. So that's up to you, I guess. Okay. Yeah, nightmare fuel here. Oh, my dear God. So, yeah, you don't want to go too far with the mixing, maybe? Let's get back to 0 here. There we are. So yeah, there's going to be lots of options, and these are just, this is probably 2/3 of the morphs that'll be available. So there'll be a lot more possibilities. I am not quite sure yet what the other ones are. I have a big list. It's a page and 3/4 of morphs. And where to put these is another issue. How to squeeze them into this page or make a different panel for just these kinds of morphs. So it's all evolving. So anyway, that's progress. And finally, for those of you who made it this far, I'm going to be looking at the Virtual Companion 1 to see if I can bring in the project and do some fixes that might help the crashing issues that it had. And I'll make that available if I can. And that might happen over the next week or so, because I don't think there's any reason I can't get it done. So if you liked VC1, you should be very happy. Alrighty, take care, have a good day, enjoy doing what you do.